most modern women today do not understand. These chicks don't even know how to cook. They don't like washing dishes. They think they know how to clean, but they don't. They're lazy. They're useless. Most modern women today are useless. Men today are probably out cooking these women by a mile. All types of crazy stuff. Joseph Peter, welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chishi Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Story goes that this man is considering divorcing his wife. You might want to know why. Well, she decided to do something that really set him off. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
Am I the for threatening my wife with divorce after she quit her job to be a TRAD wife? I don't even know where to begin with this. Me, 34 male, and my wife, 33 female, have 2 kids together, 11 male and 9 female. We've been together for 12 years and married for 8. Around a year ago, I noticed my wife increasingly sending me these TRAD wife or traditional housewife TikToks. I've nothing against that type of relationship, but I don't think it makes sense for our current family situation. I do earn quite a bit more than my wife and enough to sustain our family on my own, but I don't see the need to do so. I work 80% and my wife 50%. And other than Wednesdays where the both of us are working, one of us is always home with the kids. I could work 100% and let my wife be a stay-at-home mom.
But drizzle. Drizzle. No, I'm just playing. Let's keep listening. This is for another video, man. We've got more coming.
But again, both of my kids are attending school. And in my mind, there's no need for my wife to be at home 24/7. She got increasingly pushy about it over the past 2 months. And again, I just kept on telling her that there wasn't any need for that.
Right.
And if we did decide to go down that route, what would she do during the hours that our kids were in school? I know damn well our house doesn't need to be cleaned for 6 hours a day. She would constantly try to butter me up with, you would have dinner ready every day when coming home from work. And something about unlimited BJs or some BS like that. Again, in the nicest way possible, I would remind her that our kids weren't toddlers and our current work-life schedule allowed us to function perfectly fine. We got into a pretty heated argument 2 weeks ago about it, and my wife completely stopped being intimate with me to show me what I would be missing out on.
Oh, no.
She's basically been treating me like a roommate since. All right, you gonna get enough of pouting to get your way. This powdered her way into single. Y'all gonna get enough of trying to bully and manipulate people to do what you want them to do after they told you no. Being a stay-at-home mom is a situation that requires 2 yeses. You can't say yes and your husband say no and you decide that this is what you want, so this is what you're gonna do. That's not how this shit works. Now you end up divorced.
I also think it's worth it to acknowledge that the beginning of this was a tell sign that this was headed in the direction of destruction when it comes to this relationship. Does anything good come from a girlfriend, a wife, any woman who's deciding to cooperate with a man who gets involved with binging on TikTok videos? I don't think anything good comes out of that. There's so much toxicity on there. Where do you think I get all my content? So much, man. So much horrible shit on TikTok. I think any man who finds out his chick spends too much time consuming relationship content, specifically on TikTok, should find out what exactly she's watching and try to get a good handle on the situation, because it just can't be that good.
I thought she would get over it and that this was just a phase, but God, was I wrong. I came home from work yesterday and I saw a bunch of presents on the dining room table. At first, I thought they were for me because my birthday was in a week, but then I saw the labels on them were all addressed to my wife. I read one of the letters attached to the presents, and the last sentence on it was literally, "It was such a pleasure working alongside of you, and I wish you all the best moving forward."
Okay, so she quit her job and coworkers gave her gifts.
I thought this was some sick prank. A few minutes later, my wife just casually strolled into the living room, acting like nothing was wrong. I guess she saw my mad expression and had the audacity to tell me, "You'll get over it." I just lost it. This woman really thought if I just stop working,
Right.
he'll continue working and then he'll just pick up and pay for everything in the house because I don't have a job anymore. All right, and we see how well that worked out for her based on the title. I just left without saying another word and I went to my parents' house. I feel absolutely disrespected. Why the my wife think it was okay to just quit her job without telling me and just expect me to be fine with it? My wife has been bombarding me with text messages and calls, demanding to know where I am and that the kids miss me. Don't call me asking me shit because apparently in this marriage, we do what we want to do without bothering to talk to our partner. So leave me the alone and let me do what I'm doing because you do want to do off my phone. Oh, sir, I'm so sorry. This is so frustrating and irritating.
I agree, but I also think that this is such an important video. I'm glad this is getting out. Hey guys, did you know that I'm on Facebook? Go ahead and hit that link pinned to the top of the comment section. If you're on Facebook, give me a follow. You can keep track of current content, shorts, and also older content if you are following me on Facebook. Appreciate you guys. Back into the video. How many chicks right now have been inspired by watching videos like the Nara Smith chick who I thought that was great. Nara Smith, you guys remember the video of the chick who makes bread from scratch for the kids and the family, and it shows her doing all these elegant things, and the aesthetics are just very pleasing to a lot of women, and they only see the good side that they appreciate. But they don't see all the other shit that goes into that. They don't see how difficult it is to keep yourself busy when you don't have a bunch of kids. I mean, they only have 2 kids. I believe she was Mormon, and I'm talking about Nara Smith. I know they're really big in like having big families. And when you don't have that much to do, you don't live in a huge house, you run out of stuff to do, man. And a lot of people have romanticized the idea of like a trad wife. And they think that a lot of it is luxury when a lot of it is a lot of work. This does not seem like one of those situations where she's trying to pick up the slack of, oh, I think I should be a stay-at-home mom because I'll be able to do more. And there's things that you do, I'll do some outside work, like maybe take out the trash or things like that. This seems like she's been watching a combination of the Sprinkle chick and the trad wife content on TikTok. Not to mention, man, when it comes to stay-at-home moms, you guys already know, I remind guys to be wary of that type of a dynamic, because we know those tend to be some of the most vicious divorces in the end. Let's keep listening.
I just told her to go and find a lawyer and that I was done with her, and then I proceeded to block her. My son just sent me a voicemail crying, so now she's using your kids to manipulate you? My son sent me a voicemail crying, asking why I was divorcing mom and if I was leaving the family. And I guess that kind of broke my heart. Your wife
Manipulation.
is trash, bro. You told your wife to look for a lawyer, and then your son calls you. Why are you divorcing mom? That's because she's telling them he's 11. 11. That's not anything that your 11-year-old needs to. Your wife sucks. She's manipulative as hell. Bro, you're not that. Not at all. This is not okay. I haven't responded, and honestly, I don't know what to say to him. My mother-in-law has also been demanding that I return home and apologize to my wife.
What?
My parents also seem to be siding with my wife since they're traditional Muslims. My mom also used to be a stay-at-home mom. I feel like I'm wrong for immediately jumping to divorce without hearing her out. What is there to hear? What is there to hear? She's already made this decision. She does not care how you feel about it or why you don't think it should happen. She wants to do this, so she's going to do it, and she just expects you to fall in line and get over it. What the that needs to be heard? You've already tried talking to her about this. You said at the beginning of the story, over the course of weeks, she's been increasingly sending you more and more of these videos. There's nothing that needs to be heard.
Yeah.
You guys have talked about this and argued about this multiple times. What is she going to tell you this time that's going to make you say, you know what, that's okay. You're right. I'll do it. I'll take care of it, when you know you don't want to be the only person in the house that's a provider. What else could she possibly say to you? I feel like I'm wrong for immediately jumping to divorce without hearing her out. And besides this whole job drama, I love my wife too much for this to be the end of our otherwise perfect marriage. But on the other hand, I feel like I've lost complete trust in her. Should I just swallow my pride and let my wife stay at home from now on? Or should I follow through with divorcing her?
This is crazy because the fact that he's asking for advice lets you know that he's really more upset about how she went about this whole situation. And she seems like a really manipulative woman. She's getting brainwashed over there on TikTok. And I know a lot of the people who listen to this, especially the women, the modern women, will say things like, well, aren't men supposed to take care of all the bills and the woman stays home and blah, blah, blah? No, it's not supposed to be that way exactly. Yes, there are couples out there where both of them want the type of dynamic where the woman stays home and the man is the only one working. But some people are okay with the next best thing, which is him working the majority of the time. That's exactly what was happening in their situation. He said he was working like 80%, right? And guys, the fact that he was working 80% and she wants him to work 100 while she stays at home all day shows me that she's listening to all the just unrealistic advice coming from TikTok. Because this mirrors exactly what modern women want today. They're not okay with 60-40 or 70-30 or even 80-20. No, they're not. They want you to work 100%. They want to be able to literally do nothing. And they think every man who cannot give them that isn't worth giving marriage to and submission. And it's just crazy because, again, only a small percentage of man can actually give you that. Tack down all your other unrealistic standards. They deserve to be alone. Let's keep listening.
How should I navigate this situation? Am I the here? My advice personally is if you do not want to move forward with divorcing your wife, I would take the time to separate for a little bit, because there has to be a conversation that needs to be had as to why she feels like it's okay to completely disrespect you and completely try to force you into doing something that you've explicitly told her multiple times you don't want to do simply because she doesn't agree with you. Like, being a stay-at-home parent needs to have two yeses, because somebody somewhere is going to end up resenting someone. Like, this isn't something that one person can decide and the other person just falls in line with. Absolutely the hell not. If you aren't going to divorce her because you stated that your marriage was otherwise perfect, then I would go through with separating for a little bit. Try some therapy. Talk to somebody so you can try to figure out why and what made you think it was okay to try to force my hand. Real shit, you guys, when I think of like a trad wife, I don't know why I put that in quotes, but like I think of like women who make all of their food from scratch. They've planting gardens and this shit. We don't go to the store to buy vegetables. We're getting all that shit from back behind the house. I'm hand sewing all of our clothes, shit like that. Like, I feel like this traditional wife life that your wife wants is not what she thinks it is. It's not what she thinks it is.
That's facts. There it is. That's it right there.
It's because she didn't answer any of your questions. You said that you've asked her, okay, well, what are you going to do all day? What you going to do all day? And she's not giving you any answers. You said the house don't be clean. All she's doing is telling you that, well, I'm going to have food cooked when you come home and I'll be able to throw my face into your lap unlimitedly. And we can get it in. Things that you were already doing
Right.
while she was working 50%. Like, I don't think she truly understands what it is that she wants to have. I truly don't, especially if she thinks going about it this way is the way to get it.
Chances are, by the way, that's the end of the video. Chances are he knows that he's not going to really get any much benefit from her being at home. Guys, most men know their wives. Most men know the women that they're dealing with. He knows. He knows that the most value he gets from his woman, he's going to get, is her working that, 50% that she's working. She's not required to pay the majority of the bills. He does. But he knows that she's not going to bring nearly the same value when she's at home, because she has an unrealistic expectation of how it's going to look like for her to be a trad wife. And I think most modern women today do not understand it. These chicks don't even know how to cook. They don't like washing dishes. They think they know how to clean, but they don't. They're lazy. They're useless. Most modern women today are useless. Men today are probably out cooking these women by a mile. All types of crazy stuff. The other thing too is, this is also why it's very important to have discussions about dynamics and deal breakers when you're entertaining a long-term relationship that leads to a marriage, because you can never predict some of this stuff, but a lot of these stuff can be talked about. You can say, before you marry somebody. Hey, I am not for the idea. I'm not comfortable with the idea. Maybe you are, but if you're not, it's good to talk about this stuff and let that person know that that is a hard boundary before they start getting ideas. Now, of course, people can always change. Let's check out some of these comments, see what the people have to say. This person says she pouted her way into working 100% of the time. 1,000 likes on that comment. So much for being a trad wife. Yeah. Here's another comment that says divorce and take custody. She's unemployed. Somebody else responded back to that chick and says, I was about to say that. I'll say this. I think the advice that the chick gave in the video is pretty good. You guys would be very surprised at just how easily a lot of these chicks get manipulated by these echo chambers of women on TikTok who are encouraging them to break up their marriages. These decisions lead up to broken homes and marriages. Who tells the chick, just because I bet you some female content creator online just said, oh yeah, I told my husband I'm done and he didn't believe me, then one day I just quit. And you need to do that too. And he understood and he picked it up. And if he's a real man, he's going to do that too, except it doesn't work out for you.
Put that coffee down.
You didn't like that coffee. Somebody else here responded back and says, the kid's at school, so what is she really staying home to do? To relax. She's lazy. Somebody else here said, divorce and then she can go find someone who is on board with the trad wife thing. By the way, I didn't finish my point earlier. I was saying he should see if maybe he can talk some sense into her, but if she's too far gone, it's probably too late, right? But these ideas, man, they like grab a hold of these chicks' minds and they believe this is how real life works. Somebody else here says, I need more information. Is she like a married single woman? Does he contribute to the house in other ways besides paying the bills? So before you're married, they'll complain that you don't pay all the bills or most of the bills. Then once you get married, it's like, oh, it's not all about the bills. Somebody else here says, you never bring kids into adult issues. Not the a-hole. Somebody else here says, see, if the roles were reversed, she would be calling him a deadbeat. Shaking my head. She's out of her mind. Somebody else here added, the scary phase is when you work extra hours, come home tired and not having time for family, and she acts as if you don't have time for them. Somebody else here says, I could understand it more if the kids were still babies, but at 11 and 9, I also don't see the point. And then to just do it, definitely not the a-hole. Somebody else here added, definitely therapy is needed in this marriage because their disagreements is too big. And this is where therapy comes into play. This is very true. Contrary to what a lot of people may think, a good therapist will show you how to have discussions in a way that things don't lead to a heated argument where now people are threatening to leave each other. Somebody else here says, not the a-hole. Divorce is perfect reaction to her inconsideration. All right, that's it. Guys, what do you think? Of course, I'm curious. Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you all for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pot. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.